Hi, everyone. It is time for the case study portion of this course. So for the case studies within this repository, you're going to find different folders for each case study. And within that, you will find a slide that describes the case study scenario. And these are scenarios that we've put together that we think are going to be relevant and interesting to the bioengineering community. Within each scenario is a question that you're going to try to answer. So there's an input FASTA file provided with each case study. And the goal is for you to run that FASTA file through SeqScreen and answer that question that's provided in each case study with the SeqScreen output files. If you're not able to run the SeqScreen output files yourself, that's okay. We have provided those output files for you. So please go ahead and look at those and take the interpretation steps that you've learned with the known test sequences to try to understand what SeqScreen is telling you and answer the questions as best you can. And finally, I've also included videos with each of the case studies that describe how I went through and answered these questions. So if it's helpful for you to see my thought process in answering the different scenarios and figuring out what's going on, please feel free to watch those. I would encourage you to try it on your own first, because I think it'll be more impactful for you to try to answer these questions independently before you jump to see how I did it. However, I know it's also helpful to learn from each other. So that's why those videos are there. Feel free to watch all of them. It's no problem. And also, I would love to hear back from you if you have other ideas for case studies. So if there's anything here that you were hoping to see that you didn't see, or if you have ideas, or especially if you have test data sets that you could share publicly with this course in the future, we would love to hear about that and hear more information about those test data sets that you can share. Please feel free to email me with that information, or you can post an issue to this GitHub and share more detail about a new case study idea that you have. Beyond that, I think the case studies in some cases are going to go into more detail than we've gone into before in the known test sequence exercise. But I think that's good because you're going to learn more about the different types of outputs that SeqScreen has, some intermediate files and other types of approaches that you can take to analyzing the output. And it'll be more interesting learning about all the different SeqScreen output files this way, rather than me just telling you about a bunch of intermediate outputs and what they are, and that can be pretty dry and boring. So hopefully this will be more interesting to learn more about the software and what it can tell you in the context of answering a question. That's the goal anyway. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you again for your participation.